Hey, welcome to episode 46 of Talking Small Press Comics with Steve Keeter over there and me, Larned Justin. Glad you could join us. Yeah, I'm way over here. He's
way on the other side there.
Yeah. I wanted to talk to everybody about a little something. You folks that send us comics, I mean, we just really appreciate that. We try and do the best we can with promoting them. And I'd like to give a little something back. And what I came up with is the fact that I live about 5 minutes from a store called Red Brick Collectible Toys and Games. But they also have comic books. And I went over and I talked to the owner and I said, would you have any, or do you know what small press comics are? He said, no. I never heard the term. So I explained to him what small press comics were. I said, would there be any chance that you would be interested in handling those? And, you know, they're from people all over the world and they're amateur comic books. And he got all, I had brought some samples. He got all excited. He said, absolutely we'll do this. And I'm going, really? And he said, oh, for sure. I said, I mean, you sure you have room? I'll make room, he said. So the deal is, I've got a rack, and you'll see it here on the screen, that I'm going to set up in their store. If your comic book sells, he gets half the cover price, and you get half the cover price. I will send you half the cover price if your book sells. It's a little thing and may only pay for a little bit of postage, but it's something that we can give back to you. And we're going to do it. It was supposed to be in there Saturday, but the store was closed because he went to a show, Toys and Games show in Lebanon, Missouri. But he will be back open on Wednesday, and I will bring the thing over to him on Wednesday, and we'll get started.
When I was there visiting you, Lauren, you drove me by there.
Yeah, it wasn't open.
On a day when that was when it wasn't open.
They're only open 3 days a week. Yeah. But he said, we are going to stick with this. It's a little rough, but he said, we're going to make a go of this. And you'll see in the pictures I put up here in the middle what the store looks like. And we're going to see what happens. I'm excited about it. And anytime a book sells, I'll have an inventory of the books. I'll go over there and see which one's gone. I'll collect the money, and then I'll put another comic in its place. So, yeah, yours may not get in there for a little while, but sometime it's going to get in there, and it might sell.
And this guy's like sort of retired, right? So he's like an older guy?
Well, no, he has another job, and he works in the store. He said he does not pay himself a salary at this point. Okay, but he's in the store 3 days a week.
This particular endeavor, running this store a few days a week, is a labor of love for this guy.
Yes.
He's doing, it's like what we do, small press comics.
It's the same
labor
thing.
Of love.
But he has a store full of, older games and toys that people collect.
Yeah.
But he also has comics. I bought comics there, and I found some real old ones. So, anyway, he's excited. I'm excited. Great. I hope you guys are excited.
The other thing I want to say about small press is it's not necessarily amateur comics. It's
not necessarily.
There's a lot of people.
People are pro level.
Yeah, absolutely.
But trying to explain it to him what they were.
With a small print run.
Right. I told him that. And I did come up with a write-up of what small press comics are, and he can hand those out free to people. So, anyway, that's what we're doing. We're excited about it, and can't wait to get going.
Well, that's what the show's about. We're promoting small press in any kind of way we can do it. And Larned came up with this great idea, and I think it's,
well, I was so surprised.
Cool
I went in there thinking that he'll never do this. He doesn't have room to put up a display, and I was totally wrong. He is on board, so I'm on board.
I'm on board too, by golly.
Yes, and Steve is on board. And if you find a comic shop near you, Steve, you can do the same thing.
Yep.
All right, what are we going to do for our show today?
Well, we got a few comics. We got a few comics to review.
Yeah, these are the ones from S.P.A.C.E.
Yeah.
These are the ones we got from S.P.A.C.E. So
we got one from Michael Neno.
Yes.
It's like a micro comic.
And this is really little. Look how little this is.
Yeah,
I get back here.
Very tiny.
They're little bitty.
Yeah.
And he did the drawings in here.
This is an index card.
This is Michael's you can see how little it is.
So it's pretty small.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
It's pretty. And the story is I Love a Clock. And they come up with this. How is this now? They buy the clock. It's a special clock that they come across.
He's taking artwork from like the 1950s and artwork and creating an entirely new story around it. It says
so
here,
he just okay. At first I thought that was his, but it's not.
No,
he's just pasting up old.
Yeah, it's artwork that's in the public domain. He says here, but Ernie Hart and probably Bill Fracchio. But Larned is over here. Larned is, he's not the guy that did this.
I'm Michael Neno.
Michael takes these old comic book images and he creates his own story. He puts in new dialogue.
Yeah, he puts in his word balloons in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like.
Darling, Boopsie here is asking us again about the special clock. And Boopsie would be the little doggy.
The dog talks.
The little doggy.
He's a talking dog.
Yeah.
He talks, and
he says,
he controls the universe
with the power this clock holds. Right? I can control the universe.
The dog. And I'm thinking this may actually be happening right now, the way the universe is going.
Yeah, it could be.
It's probably a dog running things, but so this may be true. But anyway, the story goes on, and I hate to, you can't really give away these stories, but it's very cool.
There's this gentleman and his wife, and the wife. He's concerned. The gentleman is concerned about what's going to happen with the clock because she knows the clock is all powerful. She says, "I have the clock, and I'll destroy it."
Yeah, but not so easily done.
Not so easily.
Yeah.
Along the lines, you hear a voice, and you see the doggy. You see the doggy right there.
Yeah, right there.
Step away from the clock.
You've heard that before.
And she's,
no. Step away from the clock.
Stay back. Stay back.
Yeah. Don't tell them the end. That's it. We're not telling you the end.
I have no idea what the original dialogue on this was, or where Michael Neno, where he got this.
I don't know where he got it either.
But the new dialogue is just genius. It's it's so funny.
Here's the thing. The price on this is $4. It's full color. It's real little, but his price is $4. So that's what it is. And we'll have all his information down below. If you buy more than one, you get a discount. If you want to buy more than one. Yep.
In 100 years, my Kettlekin will rule this human-tainted world.
The world. And I have a feeling that's coming right now. So that's I Love a Clock.
Great job from Mike Neno, and I got a kick out of this.
Yeah,
got a
great
kick.
stuff.
So that's pretty funny stuff.
Great stuff. Okay, what do you got?
Well, I also found out that Michael Neno, and I wasn't aware of this. I've known Mike for decades, and we corresponded and everything, and it was cool to meet him at S.P.A.C.E. He has his own comic shop, and I didn't know this.
I did not know that. I've never heard him mention it. I did not know that.
He has a comic shop. He had a really big table, twice the size of what we had at S.P.A.C.E. And we didn't mind because it's Michael Neno, and we love the guy.
Yeah.
So, and
so this is Rock and Roll Splendor, which he is part of.
Right. Michael Neno did the artwork for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And the guy that produces it is, it's one of these deals where it's upside down, half of it's upside down, so you gotta get it right.
I had to print. I sent Mike a message and I asked him about this.
Yeah.
It's written and published by Keith Cretin, but that's not his real name. His name is Keith. It looks like Cousino or Cuisino, but I think it's Cousineau. Cousino, something like that.
He goes
but
by
he works
Cretin.
at the comic
Makes
shop.
it easier.
He's also in a band. This guy Keith. He's in a band called the Atomic Zombies.
Right.
And apparently, from what I'm reading here and from what I read in the book, they do covers of the Ramones material.
Yeah.
Which is a band that I loved. You know, the punk rock days, the Ramones were right there at the front. 3 chords, never had a guitar solo in the song, but everything they did was rock and roll. I mean, it was total rock and roll, so I love the Ramones.
There's a couple of stories in here. One is called The Ungrateful Dead, and that one is story and layouts by Keith Cretin, arts and letters, Keith Cretin, Dan Atkins, Mike Neno, and Greg Donschatz, and the credits Keith Cretin. And there's another story called Eye in the Sky. Story and layouts by Keith Cretin, art by Darrell Banks. Art assists Keith Cretin, Ian Nichols, edits and letters Keith Cretin. So this one is Eye in the Sky. I do believe that one is the first page of Eye in the Sky. Isn't that right? Eye in the Sky, yep, that's right.
Look at the same book. You have the same cover on this?
Yeah, I do. This? Oh, wait a minute.
Michael gave us 2 different books.
You're not kidding. No wonder you're not agreeing with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
2 different books.
But
we
that's
didn't
cool.
know that. I thought, oh my gosh. Well, what's the 2 stories in your book?
Well, there's one big story in this book.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Cretin Hop, the Punkaroo team-up origin, art by Michael Neno, and he's Cretin, the character Keith Cretin himself, is being accosted by an Elvis impersonator who happens to be part of a group of Elvis impersonators. How about that?
We did not realize we both had different books. They look similar.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at them, they kind of look a little similar, and we didn't realize it. This one's upside down because it's the other side. But
and this one has a lot of crazy stuff in it. A lot of
they both do. I can tell you that because
it's a monster comic.
That I have a monster comic in here.
You know.
The Ungrateful Dead is a monster comic also, and this is the one that Michael Neno has done some of the panels. You may notice that kind of a panel is Michael Neno.
Interesting that we both have different books, but that's cool.
That is
We're happy. This is a baby kangaroo called a joey, the Australian term of joey, and there's a bunch of kangaroos in a cage here going, "Gabba gabba, we accept you, one of us," which is, of course, if you don't know, first of all, it's lyrics to a Ramones song, and secondly, these lyrics were taken from the 1930s shock horror movie Freaks. Which actually, you know, it was controversial at the time because it actually presented actual circus freaks in the story, but they were very sympathetic pictures, sympathetic portraits of these particular characters. So, but at the time it was kind of controversial. It was banned for years, but it was actually a really good movie, and you know, it said something. It had a shock, scary ending. It was really way ahead of its time. And
I
yeah,
just wanted to
anyway,
show you a little
that's what
bit
we got.
of, this is Daryl Banks' art in here, which I think pretty good. Look at that.
So that's
I mean,
Daryl
that's
Banks.
pretty cool. That's Daryl Banks.
Okay.
He does a nice job in here with this story, Eye in the Sky, I think. Really cool. And he's the guy, is he the guy in the band, or is it Cretan?
Cretan is in the band.
Okay.
We're just discovering this, so there's probably stuff we haven't
didn't realize.
figured out. We have to put our, put things together and get the entire picture. There's some good art in this. Here he is. Here's
oh yeah, there's Joey.
Yeah, Joey. With a kangaroo on top of him.
This is only it's only $2, so you can't go wrong.
Absolutely not.
Very cool. You could get both of these for $4.
From the Cretan Comics Group. That's what mine says.
Yeah. Mine does not say that, but oh yes, it does. It does say it by the price. It says Cretan Comics Group. So
yeah, I'm very appreciative. I mean,
yeah, it's
Michael
very nice.
for giving us copies of these. Didn't realize they were different, but still.
Yeah, we didn't know that, but we were.
We're going to support it either way.
This was from space, and we were grabbing things, and we weren't even looking. We were just getting stuff.
We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did. We got a lot to. The next few shows are going to be packed with the comics we got from space. So, all right, let's move on. What do you see next?
I have from Robert Montserrat or Montserrat.
Oh yeah.
Montserrat's Monsters.
Yeah.
Now, this is the kaiju artwork. A kaiju is if you don't know, it's a giant. Well, basically it's a giant monster like Godzilla or King Kong. These are kaijus. And I saw Robert. I went by his table, and he had all these posters. He was selling all these beautiful posters, beautifully painted and inked or painted, but it was of the giant monsters like King Kong's.
So that's what's in this book, right? They're reproductions of the posters?
Yeah, he reproduced most of the posters in this particular book.
Yeah.
So you'll see that. And there's a lot of cool artwork in here.
Yeah.
Some of these
Godzilla.
I haven't seen every giant monster movie ever. It looks like Gamera. Gamera the Invincible was a giant turtle-esque creature in the Toho Productions.
This is just a cool looking poster here. Not even it's just cool looking.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
That's a good time for me to put on my colorblind glasses because I want to take a look at this.
How's it look?
It looks really blurry. Everything's moving all around. Okay. I'm just going to mention these because I just got these. I ordered these. These are the Enchroma colorblind glasses.
Okay.
I looked it up online. I found that I have a particular type of color blindness where I see, most people see like 3 different hues of color, different mixtures. No, most people don't. Colorblind people do. But normal people, and I never said I was normal, see like 7...
mistake.
Right, 7 hues of color. So, I mean, I did a colorblind test just last night, and they show you all these dots, and you're supposed to see the numbers. More than half the time I couldn't see the numbers. So I know I'm colorblind, but you know what? Even being colorblind,
this looks good.
Robert's artwork is great.
Yeah. This is
Upside
interesting
down,
because
right side up.
Look at this. You got the ink version and the color version right in here. That's cool. Yeah, both of them. Right there.
Yeah, so he's an excellent artist.
Oh yeah.
And you got some black and white drawings in the back, so I can't complain about that at all. There's Godzilla.
I don't know. Maybe I should know who that guy is, but I don't.
Well, they got You know, there's so many
Look
monsters.
at the original King Kong there from the first movie. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that does look like it was like from the
That's what
original
that is.
movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Very cool.
so
It's just those posters in color, most of them. I don't. Looking for a price. I don't see the price.
let's say something about the artist.
Of him. Here's a picture of the artist, though.
Right at the very end, Montserrat. He lives in Columbus, Ohio, which is where we were.
That's where all the cartoonists live.
Right, and there were a lot of Columbus, Ohio artists at that convention.
Yeah.
So he does have his
BFA in illustration.
Well, he's got a couple of links to his websites. One on Tumblr and one on DeviantArt. So you can follow those links.
Yeah,
and,
we'll put those links in the description because that's all we have. There's no price on the book or anything like that, so you could contact them, and if you want to see that, that'd be cool.
But he's a super artist.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Really, really nice.
Really good.
That would be Godzilla and Gamera.
Yeah.
Gamera the Invincible. I saw the original movie way back in the late 1960s.
Oh, really?
You know, giant flying turtle. Sounds wacky, right? But somehow in these films it seems to make sense. What can I tell you about the Japanese monster movies?
Yeah, we all know what they are like.
Yeah. So
All right, let's go on to something exciting. What do we got?
We got Small Press Party right here.
Oh, yeah.
From
Joseph Morris.
Our pal Joseph Morris.
And Terry Flippo cover.
Right, Terry Flippo did the cover. That's
nice.
incredible.
Cover.
He also does the back cover where he gives a little biography of himself.
Yeah, a little
quick
bit about Terry Flippo because he has a story in here also.
Yeah, and he's one of my favorite small press comics ever. I mean, I've been following this guy for years.
Yeah.
And
he has it's a secret origin of Axel and Alex.
Right.
Is, right here. That's the story that Terry does for Joseph Morris in this book. And these are very neat.
These are his long-running characters, Axel and Alex. Alex is the little geeky guy, you know.
But this is when he first met the robot. Very cool. Yeah.
And this shows how he was created at the very beginning. How he ordered Alex ordered a robot, a kit to make robots out of an old comic book. Put them together, and they ended up being Axel.
Yeah.
But Axel looks kind of small here. He was actually
he's actually real big.
Yeah, he was expecting from the ad. Where's the ad? The ad's right here to have this big, giant, powerful robot.
Didn't quite turn out that way.
Not at the beginning. I mean, later, if you've been following the series, Alex or Axel did get big, and but this is great. Yeah. It's alive! It's alive! Terrific art by Terry Flippo. But this is just the beginning. I guess it's going to be continued.
I think. Then the other stories are by Joseph Morris.
Yeah, I wrote those. That was me. No.
Jason DeGroot wrote some of this.
Jason DeGroot wrote Crimson and Clover over and over.
That's this one by art by Joseph Morris. Now, Joseph Morris has an art style different than anybody else. Period.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's nobody that draws like he does. He is completely different as far as I can tell.
Zany, no holds barred, a true original, and just he has all these funny ideas.
And these are, I think, it's a dragon, and it gets cloned. The dragon gets cloned here.
Right. Well, you got the dragon is Crimson. Okay.
Yeah, Crimson.
So the other character in the story is Clover. If you know the old Tommy James and the Shondell song, Crimson and Clover, over and over. That is, in fact, the title of this story. Clover comes home expecting everything. Clover's a cow. It's
Yeah,
a cow.
Clover is a cow, yes.
Yeah. Comes home expecting everything. He lives with a dragon named Crimson, who's rather a lazy fellow and doesn't do anything. But when he gets home, he sees Crimson is mowing the yard. And
it's not like him.
Right, that's not like him at all because he's a lazy sort. And what happens is what he discovers is that this isn't the Crimson that he knew.
Right, this is a
this
clone.
is a Crimson who stumbled on well, he just happened to have a cloning a machine to make clones in his house. Just happened to be there.
Yeah.
No particular reason.
Yeah, he stumbled over it. It was there. And
well, the message, do not use...
Most people have a cloning machine in their house, so there's nothing unusual about that.
Crimson bumps into it, accidentally creates a clone, and then accidentally creates another clone and another clone. Next thing you know, there's all these clones running around, and but you know, it's cool because he's doing all the chores around the house. He's doing all the hard work.
Yeah, they're busier than heck.
Yeah, and it's okay until
for him.
Yeah, until Clover. When Clover gets a clone, there's a little bit of a disagreement, and they're not too happy about it. You see, the two cows are yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other story we have is Octopus Jones.
By Leighton Connor.
Edict equals danger. Right.
Edict is apparently an organization that the Extra Dimensional Invasion Control Team.
Yeah.
Now let me say, I want to say something because this is written by Leighton Connor, and I met Leighton Connor at the Space Convention. Leighton knows the story. Somebody told me that's Max Inc. right over there. That's Max Inc. Ian Shires told me that. It's okay. We were a long ways away. Yeah. I forgive you, Ian. But I went over, you're Max Inc. And he said, no.
No.
And I found out.
They didn't even look like Max Inc.
They didn't look like Max Inc. Max didn't make it to the convention, but Leighton did.
Show.
And so I started talking with Leighton and looking at some of his artwork and stuff. And a little bit later, he was over at Joseph Morris's table, which was just across from Larned and my table. Mm-hmm. And I went over there. And okay, I'm sorry, I messed up your name there, but what's your name? He said Leighton. I said, okay, Clayton Connor. And he said, and you can see in the space video, it's a little embarrassing. He says Leighton. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll never forget it again.
No, you know it now.
Leighton is a great guy, a very talented writer, and a very talented comics creator. And we have a character here called Octopus Jones.
That team that we just talked about with those initials, they're right there. You see them? That's them. I'm not sure where they're from. Somewhere in space. I forget where.
Well, they're trying to like it's the multiverse. The multiverse once again, as in the Flash movie, and the last Spider-Man, wherever you go, the multiverse is like totally gone bonkers, even in small press comics. And they're charging Octopus Jones. The Octopus Jones is just this funny-looking guy.
Yeah, look at that guy.
Yeah, he just shows up. He shows up at this place and to buy a pizza.
Yeah.
And everything goes crazy. These guys come after him. This says, "You, Octopus Jones, you are charged with 27 counts of unlicensed interdimensional travel, disruption of the quantum membrane, flagrant violation of planar boundaries, interference with protected cosmic entities." Sounds like they got him good.
His hands up. I give up. That's it. So he gives up.
Yeah. Then there's a bit of a fight. Yep. There's a bit of a fight, because they're gonna drag him away and imprison him.
Yeah. And, there you go. A little action.
Yeah, a little action. But he finds an ally. Anyway, I won't tell you the entire story.
No, we don't want to do it. There's a lot of action.
The thing, it's not his fault. It's not Octopus Jones. It's not his fault. He's wearing a suit that just happens to at unexpected times, transport him to different dimensions or different planes of reality. And so, yeah, I mean, the ending's kind of funny. I don't want to give it away, but he does. It seems he finally gets his pizza.
There's the pizza. We could show that. There's the pizza. Got that.
Or so it seems. But nothing is as it seems in this story, so. Great script by Leighton. And excellent artwork by Joseph Morris.
And a little thing on the back from Terry. Terry. Yeah. Hello, readers.
And this was enclosed with mine. Did you get this?
No, I did not.
Torktoon's Funny Pages. Well, it's Coyote.
I may have, but I didn't pull it out for our show. I didn't realize.
Some of Joseph Morris's stuff that doesn't appear in here, but Joseph is so prolific, and he puts a new strip up on Facebook every single day. There's
I don't know how he does
it,
but he does it.
And Coyote.
You can follow the story every day.
He also has the Dolphin Brothers, and just a lot of other stuff. And he never seems to run out of ideas. So, one of the funniest guys out there. You meet him in person, and
great guy.
He's very personable. Doesn't seem immediately funny. Just seems like a great guy, a very intelligent guy. But you know what? He's funny.
I did a story for him that's going to come out in his next issue of Small Press Party. That'll be out, I think, in the fall. So I did do that, and stay tuned for that.
Okay, looking forward to that.
Okay, what do we got next?
Are we saving Steve Willis for last, or are we going to go with...
Oh, yeah, we can save him for last, I guess.
We got Cornelia here.
We got Cornelia, which is Kel Crum, one of our favorite humorists.
Kel Crum. He was, again, he was right across the aisle from us.
Yeah, he was right. He didn't come the second day, but he was there the first day.
Yeah.
And pretty busy, too.
Yeah,
a lot of people at his table.
He crashed our space video, made it a lot better than it otherwise would have been.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, check back, because we had a great time.
We had a hard time getting him to come around behind the table and getting a picture, but he finally did it.
And then he took over. He just took over the show.
He took over the whole show, yeah.
Yeah.
These are all different Cornelia stories that may have, I'm sure they were, published before, but if you haven't seen them, I've just got to give you this one panel. This is my favorite. And can you hold this up while I read it? It's on
the
page...
Protest Gypsies. The problem is the pages aren't numbered.
They're not, but it's about in the middle, and it's we are the Protest Gypsies. I just wanted to read you what they say.
Let me see if I can find that. That's when
if you could
Cornelia is getting involved with a group of radical people.
It's right after Ed Thudd's story.
Who all have ADHD. They protest something different every week.
That's what I was going to do. Oh, okay,
and
you did it.
There they are, the Protest Gypsies.
That's what I was going to read.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to hold this up while you read it.
I did, but you kind of gave away the... Okay, let me do it.
It's still funny.
They tell Cornelia, we are the Protest Gypsies. We travel near and far, protesting all that is unfair. Since we all have ADHD, we switch to different causes each week so we don't lose interest. And Cornelia says, hey, that's for me. I only have ADD. I don't have the patience to include the H. Can I join? Great stuff.
Honestly, I am Zelda. At night I play beautiful music beneath the stars. And she says, play Eminem. That'll stick it to Whitey. Well, these people, it's hilarious.
Cornelia is something else. She's always... And there's not only Cornelia, they got Ed Thudd in here too. If you know who Ed Thudd is, he's in here also. Ed Thudd and his new CD story, that's in here.
Yeah.
and he's in here. And then what else we got?
A lot of crazy stuff happens. Cornelia gets fired from her job at Small Mart. In a story called Business as Usual.
Yep.
And there she is. There's
and
Cornelia.
she kind of, in one of these stories, she goes a little bit punk. You can see her right there. She's got the ring in the nose. She got the hairdo, you know.
Well, she's being a Spice Girl.
Yeah.
That's the story where it
Spice
became
Girl.
legal. For everyone is supposed to have 15 minutes of fame. So a law was passed where everyone has 15 minutes of fame. So this was during her.
This is hers.
Her 15 minutes of fame. It was decided that she would be a Spice Girl, corny Spice, and she has 15 minutes to pull this off.
Yeah.
They come after her. They get her interviewed on a TV show and everything, but they have to do it all in 15 minutes. So it's pretty much a riot.
Oh, here's her dad. I just want to show you. Here's Cornelia's dad. Right there. That's her dad.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, that was a good story too.
That's a good story too. That one, it just called a Cornelia story, but it's
he enters a beauty contest. Her dad enters a beauty contest.
Yeah.
He's doing it for men. He's doing it for the male of the species. Let's see what happened. We have to look back here a little bit. But he thinks that feminism has gotten needlessly out of control. It's gotten way out of control.
Yeah.
And her dad says he's going to do something about it. He's going to stand up for men by running for a beauty contest. And if you're not woke enough, you have to vote for him because
he gets a call in the middle of this. He has to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Hello, your caller number. Don't have sex. That has been the answer. I've been married 29 years, and I've done okay without it for ages. Just take a jog.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
He's going to enter, and they decide, okay, there's some controversy because it's a man entering a female beauty contest.
Yeah,
a
right.
little controversy. So these guys call in this elder lady, let's see, to decide the thing. She's sort of like the head of the whole thing, and she's standing there with a syringe in her head. This turns out to be Botox. So she forgot to remove the syringe. She's injecting herself with Botox, and you see what happens. All of a sudden, she's beautiful. Except she has she's all saggy and old, and she has hairy legs. Other than that, that's the effects of the Botox.
Yeah.
So I guess her dad and Cornelia are kind of like shocked to see this.
Yeah.
So it's just off the wall, just crazy stuff. Like Kel has a million ideas. He never runs out of ideas.
Yeah, he's just funny. He's just plain old funny. And he has a drawing style that supports his humor perfectly.
Yeah.
I always like Cornelia. She always has one hair sticking out of her head like that, and one sock down and one sock up. That's how you know her. Yeah.
It's just one crazy story after another after another.
Yeah.
But this is an absolute. I mean, this is classic. This is classic stuff. This is Kel Crum at his very best.
At his best, yeah. And this, it says for more mature readers, you can take that. It's mild humor. I mean, I don't see a problem
There's some
with it.
sexual humor.
A little bit,
but it's
nothing
not
major.
overblown. It's not really bad.
I can't. Again, Kel, I don't see a price anywhere on here. Although it does have a code right there, but I don't see a price. But I'll give you his address, and you can contact him and find out
I mean,
more
he's got
about
a story. He's got a story about ice cream. We all scream.
For ice cream.
Where one of the other ladies in the group, one of her acquaintances, who's in there. Where are we at? Am I on the right page? Yeah, Helen.
Okay.
Helen Boomer introduces her to an ice cream called Chocolate Orgasm, and apparently this is better than the real the thing that's being described in the name of the chocolate.
Here's okay. Go ahead. I was going to show you
at the end, they wanted, they asked if the men folk have ever experienced this. At the very end, you see a guy. I don't mind giving away the end of this one.
That's all right.
Yeah, he's got a can of a chocolate orgasm, and he says, "Dudes, I'm taking this ice cream behind the bushes one last time." So you see what's going on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Now here is Ed Thud, and he's waking up in the morning here. So his morning routine, he's gargling, and then right here he shaves his tongue.
Right.
He shaves his tongue right there, and ouch, ooch, each. He's kind of combing his hair there, but he's having a hard time. So anyway, unbelievable. Very funny. Yeah,
and earlier Ed Thud story, he's been voted Employee of the Month, but suddenly his head falls off.
Yeah, that I hate when that happens.
So then they take away the award,
Yeah. You can't get the award with your head off.
He has a romantic affair with this beautiful lady, and he's feeling like, wow, this is like the penultimate moment in my life. I'm in love, but then his head falls off again.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get the girl after all, because if your head keeps falling off, you're not going to get very far in life.
That's a problem. That is a definite problem.
So, I laughed the whole way through this.
Oh, me too. I'm
great.
laughing and crying trying to read the doggone thing. My kind of humor. Maybe it's not for everybody. I don't know, but I like it.
I believe it because I actually paid for this one. I believe it was $10 a copy. I think it's $10.
Is that what you think it was?
From Kel Crum, pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because it looked so good, and even just knowing Kel Crum's reputation as one of the funniest guys on the planet.
Oh yeah.
I ordered 2 copies, one for Lauren and one for myself. So I'm glad I did. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Great. Okay, we got other stuff.
I got at least one more here. How far are we into this video?
Are we going with...
Let's go with Steve Willis.
Steve Willis, Cranium Frenzy number 18. This is brand new from Steve. Always remember, Steve Willis, you cannot buy his comics. Always remember that you either trade for his comics or send postage or whatever, and once you get on his mailing list, he will send you comics. You do not pay for them, though, so there's no price on this. And I'm telling you, this Cranium Frenzy is way out there. This
one is a wild one.
He outdoes himself.
Wildly creative.
Yeah, this one is really different.
All things change.
Yeah.
There's a guy there,
and
a bunch of ants show up on the table, and they eventually consume his entire body.
Yep.
Until he's being replaced by a giant ant-like creature. But here we go.
But then,
we got
at the end.
Right. These little teeny guys show up.
Yeah.
You see the little teeny guys here?
Yeah, these guys.
That pop up in Steve Willis's stories.
Yeah.
They pop up, and they go back in. They overwhelm the ants, apparently.
Looks like it.
And he comes back looking like a Steve Willis creation again.
Yeah, right in the end, the ants or the little little bitty men, saved him.
Totally logical. Totally logical. Oh, Makes sense to me. That's the way it would go.
I like this next one. There's a pig with a microphone in my ivy is the name of this. And it's actually a song.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
I did.
Steve every once in a while writes a nice song. There's a pig with a microphone in my ivy. He sings like a guy from a club that's diving.
Uh-huh.
He croons all day and he croons all night. And it sleeps in my dreams. It's an awful fright. That's this panel here. His lyrics are about bile, acid receptors, and a mole with a crown and 2 liverwurst scepters. Have you ever seen, I'm going to show you liverwurst scepters right here.
Right, there they
There
are.
they are.
That's a mole
That's
with
the mole
liverwurst scepters.
with the liverwurst scepters. I mean, I don't know. The mole dug a hole he thought went to China, but he ended up surfacing in Earl, North Carolina. You ever been to Earl, North Carolina?
No, I was born in North Carolina. I never heard of Earl, North Carolina.
Never heard of Earl. But this guy wound up there.
Not Earl the town, but Earl, a guy in the South, who was shocked to find a mole climbing out of his mouth.
That's the story. There is
Yeah.
no Earl, South Carolina. It's this guy.
Yeah,
Right
I mean, there's
there.
you can say there's a hint of Dr. Seuss in the poetic
I
structure
don't
of
know.
this story, but I don't think even Dr. Seuss, I don't think ever went this far.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody's gone this far except Steve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
that
God.
goes on and on.
Yeah, that's a
He
great
ends up
story.
swallowing a trout, a fish.
Yep.
And on and on and on. It just
I
gets-
wish we would have put this to music so you could have played it on the guitar,
Yep.
because I think it would be a great song.
Who knows? We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Up next, Ship of Fools, right here.
again, that's a wildly experimental, creative
Yeah.
story.
Mm-hmm.
Because it starts out, you got a guy, everything's in white, and he's
Yeah.
on a milky ocean,
Mm-hmm.
and traveling along.
Yeah.
There
he is. He's on the ship. And
on a sea of milk.
yeah, he's on. Yeah. So you
And
can
then he
tell
sees-
because everything's white.
He sees a black ship,
Mm-hmm.
and and then as he's looking at it, and he's got all
And
these
it's-
dark specks,
Yeah, and as the
And-
lines of definition around me begin to fade,
began to fade until
he,
settle. That's the special effects. Settle. The glasses end up on the ground.
yeah, won't settle, and he's gone. The
Right.
lines faded. That's
And
not
then-
Steve's fault. That
And then
happened.
these doggies look like Morty the dog.
Yeah.
They enter the picture with the dark specs on,
Mm-hmm.
and they encounter this guy, and
Yeah, he's back again. I don't know how he got back, but he is back again. He's on the lounge chair. Morty, the two Morty the dogs,
they end up on a mountain of gelatin, and they sank. And our hero eats the gelatin.
I think he ate the gelatin, didn't
Yeah,
he? Yes.
and looked like
I think
it
that's
killed
right.
him. It killed him, so then he falls, but his shadow is still there.
Mm-hmm.
His shadow still exists.
Yeah.
And this is after that, everything goes in negative. You're in a shadow world.
Yeah.
And it kind of repeats
Changes
the
to
beginning
this.
of the story.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of something like this. I, mean,
I wouldn't either. I mean, it's just you gotta really be good to come up
Yeah.
with this kind of stuff.
So
I mean,
wildly creative
mhm.
till you get to the point where the glasses fall again. Settle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he shows you two worlds. One leads inevitably to the other, and none of it makes any sense at all. But but it's pretty darn funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he goes on. He's got more stuff in here.
He's outdone himself with craziness in this book. That's for sure.
I like this one. The funniest joke in the world.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at that. The funniest joke in the world.
So this guy at the beginning of the story is he's getting ready to tell the funniest joke in the world. Rusty Jingle Pickle. I love the names he comes up with. Here, I'm going to share with you the funniest joke in the world.
A porcupine and a life insurance salesman walk into a bar. He's starting to joke.
Right. And then it gets interrupted because space aliens are they're interrupting they're messing with the frequencies.
You see, frequency is changing. Look at the frequency is going as he's starting to joke.
Right there, and they take over the comic.
Yeah.
With a grim message for humankind, you are killing your planet. You poison the air and water, and as a result have triggered destructive climate change, which you claim does not exist. And he goes on and on and on.
You are obsessed with material wealth and social status, creating a world of haves and have-nots, which can only exist for so long until inevitably bloody upheaval.
Deadly serious.
That's what this guy says.
Right? And
right there.
At the end, I now return you to the comic story in progress, so you can hear the end of the joke. And I'm not going to tell you the end of the joke.
No, we're not.
But I can tell you, it doesn't make any sense at all after after what you just heard there. And there's more in here. And on the back cover.
Oh, wait a minute. I got one more.
Okay.
Cruel insults. And these are just insults you can use. There's all kinds of them in here. And they will come in very handy if you need to insult anybody. Because Steve has listed all kinds of them here. So all you got to do is check it out. They're great insults. You can use them for insulting all your friends.
Yeah.
I would.
Not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Oh,
a few fries short of a Happy Meal.
He forgot to pay his brain bill. Yeah.
A few cans short of a six-pack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, as you were going to say, on the back of every issue now are the Buttercube Brothers.
The Buttercube Brothers.
Yeah, there they are.
You got to see it. I can't tell you.
No, I'm not going to tell you the ending of the Buttercube Brothers because that would ruin it. But they are there, and they're on every back issue now.
And he does say, according to readers' letters, we're, the Buttercube Brothers, the most popular part of these strange comics.
Yeah, see? So, these guys have become famous on the back of his covers.
So Steve's probably been watching our videos, and he knows we're huge fans of the Buttercube Brothers.
Oh, yeah. So, Steve Willis, pioneer of small press, is still putting them out. Yeah.
Did you get any extras with this one? I got a couple of extras.
Oh, yeah, I got some stuff. Yeah, he always sends a little extra. I got it in the drawer here, but I got some stuff.
This one?
He always sends a few things.
Warby only had one joke, but could tell it in an infinite variety of funny voices.
He sent you something different than he sent me.
I like this one. They said I was so bad at carpentry that I could not drive a nail. But look, we've made it all the way to Seattle and back. And you see he's driving and the nail is in the other seat.
Yeah.
So.
And this is blood testing.
Yeah.
Right here. And he says, what's the capital city of Idaho? Pocatello. No. Orfino. No. I don't know. I don't know why it's blood testing. I don't know why it's trying to guess the capital. But there it is. Now, these kind of things are known as Morty Comics. If you look at the bottom, this is Morty Comics 6376. Now, if he hadn't sent this to me, he would hide it somewhere in McCleary, Washington.
Right.
These are all over McCleary, Washington.
Oh, I got number 6,377, so I got the one after that.
Oh, I got 6,444 right here.
Okay. That's a lot of comics, a lot of crazy stuff.
This is the world's worst cowlick.
Yeah, there you go. It will certainly qualify.
Yep. And here is a gentleman bigot. At least he's a gentleman about it.
Yeah?
You know? Yeah.
Looks like he has nails in the top of his head.
Well, he does. I think most bigots do.
Does it?
And here's welcome to 1984, but that was decades ago. It took some time catching up.
Now, I don't know how he comes up with this stuff. Just like
I don't know
it's just
either.
like one thing after another, you know.
And here you go. The boss would like a wide with you.
I mean, you can see if it was Rodney Dangerfield, you know, coming up with one liner after another after another, but he just keeps coming up with stuff, and it's always so funny. I mean, I've never seen a dud from this guy at all.
Oh,
everything is hilarious, and the artwork is good too. The artwork is it's really
the perfect
funny.
artwork for what he does. Perfect.
He's a great cartoonist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm always impressed.
Where do we stand? Do we have? Oh, you have something else there? I might not have had that.
There's a couple of pages we skipped, but it's so that's the funniest joke in the world.
Yeah.
So we saw that one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Where are we at? Do we have time for one more, or are we going to save it for the next?
What I had were these 4 little ones from Bill. Do you have those, or?
Going to have to save that for next time.
Okay. All right.
I didn't quite catch up to that.
Yeah.
So
all right. That's not a problem. We can save them.
We can save that for next. Bill Widener, we're going to review your stuff in the next video.
It's very different, and you want to pay attention to that when we do that.
Yeah.
Very different stuff.
And we still have a mountain, maybe a shorter mountain, but we got a lot of stuff to review that's coming up.
Comics coming up. Yeah. So I guess we're wrapping it up for this one, but
I'll just say I just received this from Dream Diary from Larry Johnson. This is
I have that
gorgeous.
also, so that will be what in our next episode.
Next episode, yep.
Okay. So things to look forward to.
Sneak preview.
Yep. Yeah. There it is. Full color.
Thanks so much, people, for sending us your comics at S.P.A.C.E. trading your comics with us, and just for being the amazing, talented people you are. We appreciate it so much, and we're going to keep right on promoting your stuff.
If nobody else gets a kick out of this, we do.
Right.
We have a great time. So.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy the videos.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're trying to be as zany and irresponsible and incomprehensible as possible.
I think we're doing a great job.
Oh, last minute commercial. Here's my Beth's Burger Bar.
Oh yeah, I've seen your videos from there.
Right.
Are they paying you? Are they paying you for that? They're paying you
not
for
yet.
That?
Not yet, but after I'm going to send them this video, and then they're going to have to start. I will say, on the back, there's blatant sexism. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh boy. I don't know how you're going to do that.
Can you read that or no?
Proof once, and that's all I can read.
Proof
once. Proof once. I can't. You got to move. I can't do it.
Forget it. It's not possible. What it is proof that one.
Hold it up.
Proof that one girl can beat 5 guys.
Oh, very clever. Very clever.
Yeah, because she makes great burgers, and by the way, she has 5 or 6 locations. But I don't mind because it's Beth. If Beth is, I can tell you right now, like I say, she makes the best burgers in Orlando. There's a picture on the wall there of Governor Ron DeSantis and Mike Pence, the ex-vice president at
those guys have been in there, huh? They've been in there?
They were there.
Yeah.
And I talked to people like my daughter Kathy was here, one of her friends was here, and I had on the shirt, and she said, "Oh, Best Burger Bar, I've been there."
Wow.
If you're ever in Orlando, check it out. You just want a good burger, that's the place to go.
All righty. All right. We'll do that. If you ever get there.
Unsolicited advertisement there.
Right. Well, what are you going to do? Well, okay, I think we're wrapping this one up. Hope you enjoyed it,
Alrighty.
and we will see you next time.
See you next time, folks.